of this, and it looks like it's like Stonehenge or something like that.
Yeah, Stonehenge is a good one. But so, like, here's a quote. He said something like, "Giant strength and giant tread they are, knowing no care, they grind the land like corn. Knowing no mercy, they rage against mankind to spill blood like rain and devour flesh." So if you're interested in that, if you think that kind of stuff's cool, then go ahead and read it. But me, I just kind of skip over that kind of jargon.
I do kind of like I take bits and pieces in, but anyhow, it all comes to like, boom, it happens. These Nazis manage to open up this porthole, and this is what I didn't quite get. The Nazis are working on getting the porthole open, but it opens in a different place.
Yeah, so the Nazis are at one place, and the Allies are at a different place. And the Nazis are summoning something, and the Allies are at a place where something is supposed to happen at a certain time. And so they're waiting around for something to happen. And the thing that happens is that the Nazis open this portal, and there's this red, hellish creature that comes from the smoke.
But this is also my favorite. Another favorite part was when the mad monk like fries all the machinery, and the guy he gets a sassy mouth with the Nazi leader, and he's like, he gives him a little sarcasm, and then like the Nazi leader's like, Hitler is not going to stand for your sarcasm.
Yeah. And where's the monster? Where's the whatever?
Where's what you promised us? And he can't deliver the goods.
I did what I said I would do. He's very vague.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a mad monk, doesn't he?
Yeah. With a big long beard.
And then
shaved head.
And then this like little like monkey looking creature with a big tail and little horns, and he's very red, just appears out of this porthole, and everybody is taken aback. But I liked how they fast forward through this.
Yeah, so then there's a huge jump cut to like almost modern day.
Well, even before the jump cut, there's a black and white photograph of everybody. I love this picture. It's everybody involved with the Allied forces, including Dr. What's his name? Broomholm? Broomholm.
Yeah, Broom.
Who becomes like a father figure to this Hellboy. He gives him the name Hellboy. And they're all in this great black and white photograph.
Yeah, so it shows that he stayed on their side or something, or like they raised him, or it's almost like you can imagine it being a like little Vietnamese boy or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's just like we got this foreign child, and I took him home, and now I raised
takes
him.
Care of him.
And so yeah, then there's the jump cut, and I didn't quite get that this is this. Well, I got it fast enough, but this is Broomholm. Telling the story, and this is cool. This is a great bit of writing and a great bit of hook setting, because he's telling these stories that at this time, and we didn't tell you that this is Mike Mignola who wrote this. He's he's baiting us, because all these great stories that he's eventually going to tell are hinted at in the retelling of this old man speaking into a recorder.
Yeah, so he does a great job of kind of playing both ends against the middle. So he sets up the beginning of the story, he sets up the end of the story, and tells us what we're going to find out. We're going to learn all these stories of these great battles they fought. We're going to learn a little bit about Hellboy. But right now, we don't know anything about Hellboy, and he doesn't really know anything about him either.
Right.
Or like, his knowledge is still, he's showing that it's very limited what they know about Hellboy.
And this is 50-something years in the future.
Yeah, almost 50.
Almost 50. And just then, Hellboy appears, only he's not Hellboy anymore. Now he's like Hellman.
Yeah, he's like Hellman.
Huge. He's a great big hulking guy. Still very red, but now he wears a trench coat and carries a pistol.
Yeah, and like one of his arms is different than the other arm, and it almost looks like goggles on his forehead, but they're not.
Right, there are his horns that we find out later that he saws them down.
Ah.
He keeps them short.
Okay. That's interesting.
And we find out that this old man, Broomholm, has raised him, and he raised him as if he were a normal child.
Mm-hmm.
But he also knows that he
still work for the military in the special division.
So, special division, the BPRD.
And I can't remember. MIB.
and all the while,
what was the one we read that one about Sasquatch?
Proof.
Yeah, he's like Proof.
Yeah, he's like Proof. But all the while, the Broomholm is trying to recollect, and he's trying to remember all the details of a particular adventure mission that he went on, and then it jump cuts to that.
And it jump cuts to the mission. So it seems like it's a great way to just jump into action. Is that he's telling all these stories, and it's like he's trying to figure out more about Hellboy and helping Hellboy figure out about his past. And because he's been on all these occult type missions where he's seen different types of paranormal things, it's like he's trying to remember them so then he can use that info to help Hellboy out.
Right. But little does he know that, well, I mean, it's almost like he has a premonition, but he knows that he's getting close to the end of his life. Hellboy is very gentle with him. Also, this picture of him.
He seems like he almost has like a cat-like, like the way he's sitting on
the desk and like looking at that. I was just looking at that. Curved and
yeah, he seems like, I mean, he's definitely super muscular, but he seems pretty agile.
Yeah. And he's also got like cloven hooves, like he's got like cow feet.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. You said that right
now. But then, while he's having this conversation with him, in the background, these frogs start falling from the sky.
And that's weird.
And Hellboy mentions this as, "Hey, that's pretty weird. You got frogs," and
then he panics. He's like, "Frogs, no!"
Broomholm has a problem with frogs because he has knowledge of frogs, and these frogs are not your friend, and they immediately...
He jumps out the window.
He jumps out the window, and one of these frogs gets the jump on him. Or we don't see, it's off camera. Whatever happens to the... that's
he got the jump.
He got the hop on him. It's off camera what happens to Broomholm here, but he gets thrown...
all of a sudden he has like... I guess it's maybe glass that's pricking him all over. He's got like all these scabs all over.
Later on we find out that the tongue of these things like carry a poison or something that kills him. And he's an old man, so... he's dead. Yeah, I mean, like, he gets killed here. This is awful. And Hellboy, this is basically Hellboy's father. And
time for some vengeance.
He runs into this dark room to fight whatever has just killed his dad.
And I like when he does this, there's a little narration where he's like, when I get angry, I do stupid things. Like charging headlong into a pitch black room. I'm tougher and stronger than a human, but I can't see any better in the dark. And I liked that it was just a little descriptor that really told me a lot about Hellboy.
Yeah, like, I love doing...
He's a shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy. He's super strong, but he's not like Superman.
Yeah. And I love his pistol. I always, I'm not a gun guy, but if I would want one of those guns with the, so he carries this huge pistol. That was a gift from, we find out from later, a gift, but it's like the classic. I always liken it with like some sort of military guy who's on a horse, and it's got a hook on it, and then you put the lanyard to the hook or the little D ring on the butt of the gun. So if you get shot and you drop the gun.
It doesn't fall off.
It doesn't fall off. You can pull it back in. I love that. I love that design.
Yeah.
I love that
look.
Except
he didn't tie it to him.
Yeah, he didn't tie it.
He left his untied, so he dropped it right away.
He drops it right away, but it's not going to work on this. Well, it does eventually work on this frog person. Like, this frog is big now, and the frog gives him the tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he like jumps on his back and wraps his tongue around his arm, and it starts numbing his arm.
His left arm is
his left arm, but his right arm is different.
His right arm is different, and scientists have proven that. And he gives him the right arm.
He's like, scientists looked at it. It's weird. Just a little hook for you. Like, now I wonder what is weird about that arm.
Well, it looks like it's like made out of the best metal ever. And he.
It looks like he could punch something really hard.
Yeah, he goes to town with this frog guy. The frog guy makes chase, and he shoots the frog guy in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And something
and
pops.
Then what falls from the top of the commode is a frog monster, but what hits the floor is not. So he dies, and then he becomes like a weird skeleton thing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's mystery on top of mystery, and then we go to this like, and then he phones, like, after all the excitement, he phones back to headquarters or wherever. And he's letting headquarters know that Broomholm is gone.
He's gone.
And that he also has some...
I got some paranormal activity for you guys to look
at. So come check out this paranormal activity. And these guys are a little... They're a little crooked, all right?
Yeah, I couldn't really... I'm not sure.
So I'm
not sure, like, it seems like the Nazis are the bad guys, right?
Uh-huh.
But you would also think that, like, the demon from hell is a bad guy.
Oh, no, but but in this case, he's a good guy. I mean, but you like him.
How do I know that? I mean, I guess, no, because of that photo and that he's been on these missions.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so he's a good guy.
You like him. But then there's the people that he works with, I think he might be...
maybe they don't like him?
Yeah, or gullible, or maybe they think they could use him somehow, something's going on.
They want to take advantage of him because that's something weird.
Yeah, they got the power, yeah.
The government, they always want to do experiments.
Yeah. So,
But doesn't he want... I guess it sounds like they've been doing experiments on his arm for 30 years.
Yeah, so there's something
going on.
There's
there.
mystery.
Right.
There's mystery at the end of this, and we see. I think it's a great ending of a tiny frog in this woman's teacup. Like, what?
Yeah, so it's like this frog problem isn't over.
Yeah.
Whatever this frog problem is, which is like. It's actually really the only plot that we have. We have so many hooks, just like big, long-term hooks, that there almost wasn't any short-term story until this frog guy showed up.
Yeah, that's why I'm hooked on the whole series now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like this issue is more designed to be a hook, or it was planting the seeds.
Yeah, planting the seeds of destruction.
Exactly.
And what great art,
right? Or planting the seeds of creation.
And James.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what seeds are. Right?
We have to talk about this art because I think this really this is a style that stays true to this book. Because I have friends who read this, and this style, even though that Mike Mignola doesn't draw all of it, they still ape his style.
Mm-hmm.
So
when was this made?
This came out in 1994.
94, okay.
Written by Mike Mignola and scripted.
Are issues still coming out?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Scripted by John Byrne, art by Mike Mignola, and published by Dark Horse, 1994. This first issue was 22 pages.
I had a science teacher in 7th grade, and Hellboy was his favorite comic. Now I'm trying to think how far back that was.
Yeah.
But I remember the movie was about to come out. Did you see the movie?
I think I've seen both the movies. There are two movies, and then there's